Hey gang, it's December 28th. I've sat with this a lot and even tried to do this video and then it just didn't feel right. So here we go. For those of you, we start with, I love you a lot. And I did a video on my birthday last week on the 21st about turning 44 and being done with so much shit on this planet. And let me tell you, that feeling has not left me. What also hasn't left me is the amount of love letters that I got. Like, I think that's the only thing that got me through my birthday and the holidays. This is a hard time of year for a lot of us. It's a hard time of year for me. I struggle. I don't like it. Mother's Day is also probably the worst day on the planet for me. I fucking hate that day. Um, the joys of being the black sheep and the outcast, right? So it hurts a lot. Thank you for all of the messages. There was women that I briefly met in crossing from 20 years ago that reached out to me. Um, and it's really nice to know I'm not alone and that somehow my bullshit is inspirational. Like, thank you. That's awesome. Like, okay, cool. So why the fuck am I doing another one? Here we go. I'm still done. I'm going to do 100 days of surrender. I'm going to do 100 days of facing fear, discomfort, doubt, shame, frustration in the fucking face. Am I going to soar at all of this? Nope. Am I going to cry probably a lot? Yep. I'm just super done with the life I'm living and not done in a want to kill myself way. I will never do that. Although it would be so great to go home, right? So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Diamond No. It's my legal name for many, many reasons. One, my birth name, I always hated it. Number two, the way that name sounds coming off of someone's tongue triggers the abuse that I had as a child. So I don't really want to deal with that shit. And Diamond was given to me by someone that I absolutely cherish. Um, so I legally changed it and I go by Dime. I'm 44. Yay. Aging not so gracefully internally. Um, I am a psychic medium. I have a huge background in a lot of different things that allow me to be a support system and a mentor and an advisor for people who want to create drastic change in their life um, across the board. And I have a very successful company that has only been successful for the last 4 or 5 years. I don't even know. But I've been doing this work for about 20 years quietly and very publicly. Well, very publicly is an overstatement, semi sort of publicly, because I forget about social media all the fucking time. I'd say for the last 8 years. And we work across the planet, which is amazing, except for like Japan and China. We don't have any clients there yet. Everywhere else, though, which is really fucking neat, right? Like, Jesus Christ, I'm just some chick who figured it out, and I'm such a weirdo, and I'm quirky, and I'm 5'3", almost 5'3", 180 pounds of go fuck yourself feisty. And somehow this has been my journey, and I feel very blessed. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about how frustrated I am. Ah, being human is hard. It sucks. And I have done so much healing, so much that I'm not even the same person anymore, although I'm still bold and very outspoken. I think that there's actually something wrong in my brain, that there is no actual filter. Um, it's not something that I really am in control of. So I piss a lot of people off and I trigger a lot of people, not on purpose, but half the time I'm like, you're welcome. Go look in the mirror. I wonder what's triggered you. Go have a look. And the other, because I don't give a fuck. And then the other half time I'm like, oh, so sorry. Um, so I don't, it's just how I function, whatever. I'm dyslexic, so I make up my own words a lot of the time, and I get words wrong a lot of the time, which used to embarrass the hell out of me, and now just embarrasses me mildly. Sometimes I don't care, but Still, every now and then it'll hurt my feelings that I'm that weird. Anyway, I start by saying I'm very, very fucking grateful for my life. Like, how can I not be? I really do have an incredible life. This is not to brag. This is to say that I still hate it. I'm not happy. I'm not really happy. I feel unfulfilled. I feel frustrated as fuck with my body. I don't like that I'm 44. I don't like that anxiety will sometimes take over and I stress about everything. I don't like that I feel everything and put on this big, strong act of everything's fine and everybody thinks I'm strong. So therefore, no one checks in on me. That shifted over the last little while. I have some incredible sisters now. I have this fear that if I don't give enough, then I'm not worthy, whether that's to my clients or the people in my life. And so sometimes that spirals into me overgiving or oversharing or whatever in my private life. Super frustrating that I do that, especially in relationships. Let me tell you, it's fucking annoying. So I'm kind of done. Like I said in my birthday video, I'm done. I don't want to feel void. And for the last couple of years, it has been exciting and amazing and rewarding. Like I lived in Central America, I traveled a lot. Um, it was really cool. And then now since COVID, I've been stuck in Canada. Stuck isn't the right word. I'm here. And I could still get travel a little bit, but not for pleasure usually. But I don't know, just it's not, I don't know if this is midlife crisis. I don't know if this is just me going to the next level. I don't know exactly what it is, except for if nothing changes, nothing will change. And I desire change a lot. I want to feel more fulfillment. I don't want to feel like I'm just moving through life and that I'm giving to the world and somehow not receiving it back for myself. And that's no one's fault. That is a me thing. I feel that I need more of a social life, fuck's sakes. I have no social life right now. I am not nearly as strong and healthy as I desire to be, although I work out and I eat very well. My body experiences a condition like really aggressive fibromyalgia and lupus, really aggressive. Um, and I don't share that very often. One, because it really doesn't matter. Two, I do not want to be a victim because I think self-victimization is gross. Um, Three, the amount of comments I get when I do share, like, oh, I thought you were more spiritual than that. Oh, I'm shocked that you experience anxiety. I thought that you were more spiritual than that. Fuck does that have to do with my spirituality? Nothing. It has everything to do with the fact that I'm human and I am a traumatized human, the way most of us are. My childhood sucked asses. What sucked even more was my 20s and my early 30s. Real hard. The abuse never stopped ever until like mid 30s. My last really disgusting relationship. Again, well, I thought you knew better. Hmm? You don't know crazy till you walk away from crazy. You don't know pain until you walk away from pain. And so I have a physical body that experiences these flare ups and it puts me in bed for a couple of days. It's extremely painful. It's consuming, actually. And I've had two of those flare ups over the last week. And it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad that because of someone else's unhealed trauma, I was the one that was on the receiving end of all of their pain and anger and frustration and judgment and jealousy. And because I was on the receiving end of that as a child, which you don't fucking have kids if you can't fucking, but anyway, that sounded really harsh. And that's not directed towards my birth parents at all. Life in general. But because of unhealed people, my body was very traumatized. And that created something that I have to live with and experience for the rest of my fucking life on this planet. And that is not fair. And when I have a flare up, I get really angry about that. And then I move through it. And for the most part, I know how to handle it and keep it under control, but happens. I'm not gonna say happens. It fucking sucks, actually. It's terrifying. I was given 8 weeks to live a few years ago. I've gone through cancer twice, very silently. I'm fine now. Have some missing body pieces because of it, but I'm fine. And I was given 8 week death sentence. That was fun. And so, yeah, I am that spiritual that I didn't die. I got this, but it sucks sometimes. So anyway, I'm blabbing as always. I don't feel as fulfilled as I desire to feel at all. And I am frustrated with my body being slow. I am frustrated with working so hard. I am frustrated with not receiving the way I give to the world. I am frustrated. I am impatient and I'm fucking done. So I am doing 100 days of surrender. And I'm sure that's going to be messy. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. I don't really know what to expect, except for I'm willing to create 100 days of complete change for myself. So I'm going to take you on the journey only because of all the love letters. You inspired me for this. So you sort of like, I got more love from strangers than I have received from my fucking family, besides my children. My children are amazing. But I got more love from strangers on my birthday than I did from the people who I thought were the closest to me. Like, blew my mind, blew my mind. And it inspired me. And it made me realize that we don't know that we're loved. We don't know to the level of people, the influence we have on other people, or the amount of love that we have available to us until we become vulnerable with it. So 100 days of surrender is me being vulnerable. I'm going to take you on the journey of creating some very drastic, fucking scary change in my life. I'm going to share my dreams, aspirations, and my failures. So today is about vulnerability. So whether that's being vulnerable in the mirror, vulnerable in your journal, vulnerable with your loved ones. I reached out to all of my favorite sisters today, the ones that I know have got my back. Thank you. I love you. And I'm sharing here. So day 1 of 100. I'm surrendering. I'm going to face every stupid human thing that I desire to face, need to face, whatever you want to call it, in order to create the change. I don't want to live a small life anymore. I don't want to feel small. I don't want to be invisible, or I just want to be loved, man. Don't we all? And I'm not doing this because I want to be loved. Like, you don't have to pour love on me. I'm doing this because I, within myself, want to feel more fulfillment. And I want to figure out healing the physical a little bit more. So I've got some research on diets and I'm looking at the Mediterranean diet right now. I hate fish, like, ugh. I'm trying to figure out what my body needs in order to not endure this physical pain anymore because I can't do it. It's frustrating. Gah. All right, here we go. Day 1 of 100. Chances of me being like actually doing a video every day, pretty fucking slim because I really struggle with consistency unless I'm accountable. So if you want to do this journey with me, if you find this video, I don't care where along this journey you find it, let's do it. Keep me accountable. There's my vulnerability again. Let's do this. And let's hold hands and do it together. I really, I cannot even begin to express how much you touch me with your letters to me. Like, all of you, thank you. Like, you have no idea. And some of you start with like, I know you're so busy and I don't want to bother you. Fucking bug me. I love it. And Sometimes it hits me so hard, and I know a few of you got a very small response from me. It's because I was crying, and I'm not good at crying, guys. I have had 44 years of this planet of being the strong one and the determined one. And, I hear things like, you don't have to be so strong. And I'm like, well, someone fucking has to in my life. I've done this alone, so alone for so long. I've never, so alone. I'm not alone right now, which is great. But up until 42, single mom alone without support. And I've had people here and now pick me up and really, really support me and love me. And you know who you are, and I love you for that. Um, but now I want to go on this journey, and I don't want you to feel like you're doing it alone. It sucks. 2022 sucked. 2023, it's going to suck. And sometimes it's so heavy being human, and I don't want you to feel alone, and I don't want to feel alone. So if you want to do it with me, let's do it. All right, that's my ramble. Day one, vulnerability. Here we go. I have no idea what day two is. I will keep you posted. All right, I love you all. Thank you.